Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are calling in from. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today, September 6th. Let's get right into it. Have you ever wondered how much AI is already shaping your everyday life? From the emails you write, to the way you shop online, to the tools you use at work. The truth is, AI isn't just for techs or big companies. It's already here. And when you know how to use it, it can help you work smarter, save time, and even unlock new doors for you in your career. My name is Marian Amwa, coach, author here at Breaking Through, and welcome to your Breaking Through community, where we share real stories, practical strategies, and tools to help you thrive at work and in life. Today's session, we are calling it What is AI? Basics. What is AI? Basics you can actually use. And we're going to break down AI, explore surprising ways it shows up in everyday life and share practical tips you can start using immediately. But before we dive in, if this conversation speaks to you, please subscribe, like, and share so more people in our community can benefit from these insights. And I also invite you to say hello in the comments, in the chat, say hello, tell us where you are joining us from, and we would really appreciate that. So I have with me an incredible panel. Incredible. I have a personal relationship with each of them, and so I'm so glad they agreed to come here to talk about this all important topic. These conversations are based on my book, Breaking Through: The Immigrant's Handbook for Thriving in the Workplace. And in one of the chapters, we talk about growing yourself, taking advantage of resources, growing yourself, sharpening your tool, like Stephen Covey will say in his book. So without any further ado, let's begin with introductions. Panelists, please tell us who you are and one fun fact about you. And I'm going to start with you, Professor Romeo Abraham.
Thank you, Mrs. Amwa. So I'm Romeo Abraham. I'm currently an assistant professor at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. I've been teaching for 4 years at my current university. And of course, one fun fact, I would say that by God's grace, I have a daughter. Yeah. So our family is young, but God has blessed us with a daughter. Yeah.
Fantastic. Before we go on, there's hello from Ottawa, Canada. Abigail, you are welcome. I will jump on to Herbie.
Hey, I'm Herbie. Yeah, one about me is that if you know Discount Tire, I used to be on the on the covers of Discount Tire at some point. Just like
The cover of what?
like a Discount Tire pamphlet. Have you heard of Discount Tire? Yeah,
So
yeah.
Herbie said he was on the Discount Tire. So wow, fun fact.
It's the
Well,
first thing
there's
that popped up.
hello. Yes,
Yeah.
there's also hello from Gloria. Do we know anybody called Gloria? Who's to say she will find out later. There's hello
Yeah.
from Stephanie from Maryland. And people are saying excited to be here. Thank you all. Now, Ishmael, please.
Well, my name is Ishmael Seshi. I've been in the IT industry for about 25 plus years. And currently, my current job, I've been there for the last 14 years. Fun fact about me, well, let me say it. I'm doing this with my son today.
Oh.
Yay!
Yeah, that's a good one. And
Oh,
I just realized I didn't even introduce what I do. I work as a software engineer at American Express right now, and on the side project I'm working on an app on the side. So yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And then
you.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who has joined. Welcome, welcome. We don't take it for granted. Saturdays are busy, so thank you for coming. Like Ishmael said, for the very first time in our community, we have a father and son, Stanford and son.
Yay!
So, well, Romeo, if you'll be my son, mother and son too are here.
You
But
know,
welcome, everyone.
Yes.
Yes. And please put your questions in because this is a very important topic. Let's just start. What's one way AI has surprised you recently in your life or work? And you could also add, how did you first encounter AI? What was your impression? So let's start with, I will start with Professor Romeo. Yeah.
The question is, my impression with AI?
Yeah. When did you first encounter AI? How has it surprised you? And what was your first impression?
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. So I would say AI has always been around, at least me even getting to understand AI better, right? Because we all have, let's say, come to understand AI better, that's artificial intelligence and basically, when let's say systems of computer and of course, or machines are trying to behave like human beings. So in essence, I have encountered AI several times that I did not even realize, but I would say my main encounter was of course, when a student submitted a project whereby, like the write-up didn't, we professors, when we read, it didn't seem that natural, right? So then like, of course, so me and my colleague, we use Turnitin, and Turnitin also has like this AI tool like embedded in it, right? Whereby, I mean, because I think the IT people will know, is it large language process models, right? So LLM, right? Because it's able to predict LLM. I mean, so it can tell that, okay, this write-up is not human, like it's AI generated. Yeah. So through Turnitin, we're able to see students' projects that, okay, let's say 98% wasn't done by the students, right? And of course, for us, faculty, or for me, and generally all professors in general, we want produce work that is DS, right? That is like it's not plagiarized. Yeah, so plagiarism is a big issue for academics, right? So that was, I would say, my real encounter, even though I've always had encounters that I didn't even realize that this was AI, but now I know better. Yeah.
Okay. So let me just ask you, what was your first impression?
So it was good because, for instance, sometimes even as humans or as professors, even though we are trying to check plagiarism, right, it's not always that, of course, through my natural investigation, I can see everything, right? But with Turnitin having AI tools embedded in it, we're able to kind of, and also in addition to our investigation. So there's a question here, right? So Turnitin will help you be able to see, but sometimes when you go, you have to be able to kind of separate, okay, this one is like common language, right? So this is what common phrases people use. So that one is okay, right? Then we separate it. We say, okay, now this is the AI content. Yeah. So my impression has been good because like it's made my work easier. I'm able to kind of like help check plagiarism in an easier way than, let's say, if I'm doing everything manually. Yeah, so it's very beneficial. Yeah.
Okay. So Romeo, because we have people, we said AI is not just for tech gurus or experts or big companies. What is Turnitin? Because I heard Turnitin from you the first time last week.
Yeah. So Turnitin is a software, right? Whereby when students submit their project, it could be any assignment, right? We put it in that software. Then that software will just spill out a report, and that report will break down like let's say statements and of course things that are in your report that belongs to other people, right? So with that, we're able to create what we call a similarity report, right? So that we see, okay, how much of that write-up is not coming from you. Then as professors, we're able to also go further because now the report has been produced for us free of charge, right? Not that free, but of course, I invest have subscriptions to them. But like we have this work already done, then now we can go in and do further investigation, right? So it's a software. Turnitin is a software that professors use because plagiarism is a big issue in academia. For instance, I can't even plagiarize myself. There's something called self-plagiarism. So if I quote my own self that I've already published, I have to acknowledge that this is Abraham this, right? Yeah. So that's how serious, let's say, plagiarism is. And Turnitin is a software that helps us to be able to assess plagiarism.
Okay. We really want to break this thing down to the lowest denominator. Ishmael, the question is, what's one way AI has surprised you recently in your life or work, and how And when did you first encounter AI? And what was your first impression?
Well, thank you for this question. The first thing that I would like to say is just finding out that, so you go to college, you talk about artificial intelligence, but you never thought that one day it will be on your phone. Or no, for you to realize that it has always been on your phone, all right, that you did not know. For example, Siri. Siri is AI. And a lot of people have been using AI without knowing that they are using AI. All right. You have GPS. Okay. GPS nowadays, if you are driving, if you notice, it can tell you as you are driving in the middle of this, say, hey, there is a delay here. I can reroute you, and then within like maybe it will cut off your travel by 10 minutes. AI, but we never knew it was AI. Now, for me, what really surprised me was one day I was reading actually the Bible, right? And I got to a point where there was a commentary about what I was reading. It was so fascinating. So how do I keep it? All right, it's a paper Bible. So what do? I took a picture to save it on my phone. Then I said, can AI convert it into text, or can it just rewrite it? Oh, I put it there. I told it that, hey, I want you to convert everything word for word, everything, every commentary word for word. And to my surprise, to my excitement, it just gave me. So the first thing said that, oh, it looks like this is a Bible. And it was able to tell me that the portions that was a Bible verse, and then the portion that was commentary. And it was able to give me everything on that image that I wanted on there. So now I don't have to try and then see it and then type it, but I can easily just copy and paste it and put it wherever I want it to do. So that, for me, that was my biggest surprise. Our first impression, like I said, AI, when you in college, they'll talk about artificial intelligence, but we never thought that. So to see it on your phone was, oh God, this is good. At the same time, to have some apprehension that it looks like we are in trouble, but I mean, all those fears are no longer there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I don't know where to go. I've heard Turn It In is a software, but helps, it has an AI built in. Did you all know that Siri is actually AI? Alexa is AI.
Yep.
Your GPS that we all have been using. So please, if I call you to come on, don't tell me that you don't use AI.
And then
Because
just to interrupt, if you use YouTube, right? You go to YouTube, maybe you like Nigerian movies, and then the next time you call, you see a list of Nigerian movies. That is AI. It's telling you it has determined that you like it. So now there's an algorithm that's telling you that, hey, if I show them more, they will watch it. And guess what? You do.
Wow. Okay. Before we go to heavy, greetings from, I think I mentioned Ofosua. Okay, Stephanie, Harriet from Maryland, Angela from Maryland, Miriam. I can't really see there's a calendar there. Thank you for joining us, Doreen. Thank you. Now, Heavy, same question to you. What's one way AI has surprised you recently in your life or work, and how did you first encounter AI? What was your first impression?
I'll go with the second question first so that I could lead
Sure.
on to the first question. So I remember it was November 22. I was with my friends, just relaxing, chilling, catching up and whatnot. And I'm on, like, I think back then, I don't know if it was Twitter or X before, but I was just scrolling and it's like, oh, this release, ChatGPT. And then I logged on and I was just like, I tapped on it and stuff. This is like the first launch on the day of that ChatGPT 3.5, where they released the chatbot. And I just typed something to it. I was like, hey, how's it going? Whatever. And it just, like, it was the reason why I remember that moment because it was just so weird. Because I've been an engineer for so long, and I've never seen a computer do this, like talk back to me. It was the first time I can actually talk to a computer and the computer talk back to me. Because like I'm used to tell the computer what to do, and now the computer was telling me, like, was talking to me. I think that is one of those things that like it's hard to explain. Siri is different because like Siri is just like, oh, open this, open that. You can't have a conversation with Siri like, hey Siri, how's your day, whatever, and then go in. But this was different. This was, I knew it was something special, and like it shot back the text to me. So that was my first experience. And what's one way that AI has surprised me lately? So that was my first experience. So I was there day of ChatGPT, and I've been sold ever since. The other question, which is how did AI, how has AI surprised me lately? I had a busy weekend ahead of me. I'm about to move. I'm marketing my app, and work has been crazy. And I had a lot of stuff to do in my head. So I was thinking, I was like, wait a second, I need to like put them in a calendar. I need to put all the things I have to do, all my thoughts and everything into like a calendar. But the whole thing is I have so much to do. I have to like open up a calendar and say all these things. Hey, can you do that 5 p.m., do this at 6 p.m., all that stuff. And I realized Google owns Google Calendar and like Google Task. So I just opened up Gemini and I spoke for like, there's a voice feature, and I spoke for like a good like 5 minutes telling about my week. Here's the time I have, 5 p.m., so forth. And it made 10 calendar events in one swoop. And it just organized it's like, no, like if I had my personal assistant, I don't think they could even do that.
Yes.
It made like 10 calendar events throughout the week. And anyone with Gemini can just do this right now, today. If you're Google connected, you can just make 10 events, just talk to it like, oh, I have this going on, I have this time, I'm free at 5 p.m. and I'm going to like go to this restaurant. And it was like, oh, here's 10 events. Do you want to save it? And then you save it, and now your calendar is already done with just a voice. You don't have to keep opening up and stuff. It was incredible. So that was like a really cool encounter, and I was able to plan out my week and everything. I don't have to like, oh, open up the calendar, choose the time, and choose this time and where. No, I just talked to it and understood what I said, and I just get to live the rest of my life. So that was like a really recent encounter I had with that. That was incredible.
So my mouth is open, forgive me, because the things I'm hearing is like magic.
Yeah.
Wow. A computer talking, somebody put it in the chat, computer talking back to you. And like Ishmael was saying, do you want more? And the professor is also saying it's made our work much easier. Well, we will get into that. And I want today's, even though we'll have a session next week, but today's session, I also want it to be very practical. So at some point, we will help those who are not already on any of these AI, what do you call them? AI platforms. And like Hebi said, you can talk to the computer. And Hebi mentioned another AI, which is Gemini. So I would want to hold that thought. I want you to talk some more about it. Kwansma from New Jersey says, hello, computer talking to you. Yes, I love AI for tool organization. Well, so there's a question. What are some of your favorite AI tools? Now I know Alexa, Siri, GP, what do you call it? The GPS, there's ChatGPT. Okay, what's the favorite one that you are using? Let's continue. So I know that we've already started getting into the questions. How can AI really help us with some of the tasks that we have, but let me just rephrase what I want to say before we get into the task. Can one of you just explain AI in simple, everyday terms to someone who's never used it?
Okay. Well, let me try. But before I try, I want to, since this is going to be online for some time, I want to talk about what AI is and then I'll talk about the simplest form that I can explain it to anybody who wants to know. So AI is a computer field, right? Computer science field that focuses on building systems, okay? And that systems, what it does is to perform tasks. And I want you to be, for those in the AI field, it performs tasks that typically requires human intelligence. All right, so a perform tasks, okay, that typically human beings that God has blessed with intelligence are supposed to do. So, typical example, we talk about Siri. Under normal, without Siri, you will go to your phone, look for the contacts, look for a number, and then call. Now you can say, "Hey Siri, call this guy," and then it will go. What it's doing is that it's going to go into your phone, look into your contacts, and then call the person for you. So with that human intelligence, that what you would have done, now it is doing it for you. But the beauty of this is that it is faster. Okay, something that you would take 5 minutes to do, it will take seconds to do for you. Now, for anybody who are maybe scared that, oh, this is for techie people, I can't do it. Just see AI as your companion, your friend who is smart, who is well read, that anything you ask him to do, about 90% of the time, he will do it for you faster, give you more information that you can ever do it yourself. So that is, and it is for everybody. Now, in the past, it wasn't, but now it is for everybody. If you have a phone, you have AI there that you can start using. If you have asked Siri to tell you something, provide you an address or whatever, you are already using AI. You don't need to be afraid of AI. You are already a user of AI, just that you don't know.
Okay, so you said that the AI performs tasks that under normal human beings would have performed it, and it does it faster, right? And cheaper. Okay. Heavy first, Romeo, if you want to add anything else to AI in very simple terms.
I would, if you guys know autocomplete even before AI, when you add the word and it corrects the word for you, in the simplest term, that's what AI is. It's like a really complex, big autocomplete. And that's what I will explain it as. It's just trained on, for example, I have a Tesla that is like full self-driving and uses AI to navigate, and it does it pretty good. My stats say that 75 to 80% of every month, the car is driving itself. And the way it's able to do that is that all the million cars on the road, Teslas on the road, is taking pictures of and videos of everything, and it tries to, out of all the pictures, if let's say there's a picture of a street and it's taking it like a car turn, stopped at it like maybe 500,000 times, it tries to pick the optimal time that the car stopped at the stoplight. So that's how it learns. So it's learning, even though it has never seen the street before. It's seen other streets like it before. So that's how it's able to move through. So when I say it's autocomplete, it's trying to predict. It has so much knowledge of everything, the whole entire scan. And anytime you type something into it, it's a big autocomplete. It's like telling you the optimal thing.
Oh, we lost you. Happy, we lost your volume.
Hello?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Which part did you lose me at, you think?
You said it tells you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got it, that it's sort of like autocomplete.
Yes.
Right. So I like that word. It's autocomplete, completes things for you, right?
Yes.
That's all the searches, puts it together.
Oh, and did you hear about the car, about the self-driving part?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah. That's why I was like a big autocomplete. It tries to predict the best thing to say to your message.
Okay, I think Herbie is having computer problem.
I can hear.
Now we can hear you. So let's jump. I think we got it. Autocomplete, the big, I think that
Yeah.
is the word that you've introduced for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romeo,
Well, let
from
me
your
just
point
add,
of view, Prof.
yeah, let me just add a little like Ishmael and Hebi have kind of said it almost all. The little that I'll add is that just as I even in the beginning I said, right, and Ishmael even also even real code a component of it, right? So AI has been around, right? And so just as I mean, even Ishmael said, right? So computer systems, right, or maybe like machines, and when they behave like human beings, right? Yeah, but just as Ishmael said, and of course Hebi said, it's faster. Like just imagine your Tesla on the road and you're not doing anything. Tesla is like taking you there. Like it's able to predict, it's able to see what is miles ahead of you, even that your human eye. So it magnifies, let me say, the abilities of humans, right? So it's trying to behave like human beings, but it's trying to do better than you, right? It's trying to, so in simple terms, like it's basically like artificial intelligence, whereby let's say machines or computer systems try to do better than we human beings, right? By literally doing what ordinarily a human being would do, right? So even like a simple term, let me say, for instance, like even as an academic, I'm trying to maybe like even write a paper and I have certain ideas. I can put it in AI. I will not tell AI. I will not tell AI to write it for me because that's plagiarism. But I can tell AI that these are the ideas I'm thinking about. I'm trying to see how maybe like these ideas are connected. And AI will be able to kind of structure them and show me how all these ideas that I'm having are connected. Then I'll be able to then take it and now start my research and be able to develop, let's say, models using variable suggestions and stuff, right? So AI can really make my work easier. And in simple terms, like it's literally trying to behave like me, but in a faster and a better manner. Like something that it will take me a longer time to come up with the ideas. AI will be able to do it in a flash, right? Like just in a second, then I have all those ideas that I've been trying to kind of put together. Yeah. So that's in simple terms what I will say.
So magnifies better and faster, right? Okay. Wow. So let's say, because we've heard these things, or maybe I should say I have heard that AI, like you're having a conversation, Siri's here, listening to your conversation, don't talk when Siri's around. What are some common myths and misconceptions that you like to bust, and then we go into practical AI use? But whilst you're thinking, let me read a few comments here. I have a few comments here. I think someone said, oh, I can't read it now, it's gone. Well, but somebody said they've given their AI a name. So that was interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah. He said, I named my ChatGPT Magic from the Magic 8 balls we used to use as kids. Okay. So let's go to my question. Any misconception you want to best here?
Well, the misconception that is out there is that AI will take over all jobs. It is partially true. It's not 100%. All right. It cannot take all jobs, but it's going to take some jobs away. Jobs that are repetitive, all right. Jobs that are task-based, okay, it has already taken over. Okay. I know that there are certain things that, let's say you go to a bank and they ask you that, give me an operating agreement for your business. Okay. This is something that has been done, is there. Either you have to go to a lawyer or a legal practitioner to write it for you. Now you can go to AI and say, hey, give me an agreement with all the information in there, and to just give it to you. Those are going to go away. Nobody's going to go to a lawyer to ask for an operating agreement. However, you may go to a lawyer to help you in a criminal case, in other cases. So it is not going to take all jobs, but some jobs are definitely going to go away. And that is one of the misconceptions that we have to understand. It's not going to take all jobs, but some are definitely going.
So on that topic, do you think some jobs are going to go away? How can we use AI to better ourselves? So if a job were to go away, you have already improved yourself to take on a higher job or another job?
Well, if I may answer, and that is one thing that I believe this session is so important. There are so many opportunities that AI is creating. In fact, it is creating more opportunities than the job that is going to take away. All right. There are certain AIs that when you go on and they are all on your phone. Some of them are free to a certain extent. And I was so fascinated. I shared it with you that we're happy how me was able to right now. I have 15 songs to my credit. How is that even possible? Right? How is that even possible that I can use AI to generate? And these are songs that it is worth listening to. Right? So as much as jobs are going to go away, if you are diligent, if you take the opportunity to learn, and you don't have to be a software engineer, you don't have to be an AI engineer. All you need is that take advantage of the apps that is on your phone. Okay, you can do so much. All right, so AI is taking away jobs, but it is bringing more jobs than it is taking away.
Okay, fantastic. Herbie, what's one myth or misconception you like to best?
Is AI is going to replace humans. Like yeah, AI, like my dad said, it's going to enhance us a lot. Because, for example, I think we know that AI can create you a website very quickly. There's a lot of websites where you can just type in a thing and then it will make you a website very quickly. But the thing is that, like, from someone that doesn't know how to develop a website versus someone knows, they can, like,
The volume, Herbie.
Herbie, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you now.
Okay. I have my Ethernet cord, so I don't know what's the issue here. Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying, AI is like it can create a website quickly.
Oh, Herbie, you're out again.
And this is crazy. Hold on a second, let me see if it's disconnected. How about now?
We
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you now.
Good. Okay. That's just crazy. Okay. Yes. So the AI, can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, like I said, a comment session is going to replace humans, but even though AIs can create websites quickly, a web developer is still going to be able to make the much better website. But but so but with AI, you can also learn how to be a web developer and build websites too. So it just kind of enhances whatever you're already good at. So whatever your subject matter expert in is going to enhance that way more. So it's important to also use it to learn to improve your skill set so that you can use it more optimally. So it's kind of weird. AI works best if you yourself are also knowledgeable of the fields.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Did it
Yeah, I
cut
kind of
cut
again.
the
So I think the
okay.
point you made
Mhm.
was you are Ishmael buys the myth that AI is taking away all jobs, right? Then you
Mhm.
also the myth you're besting is that AI will replace humans. That's not true.
Yes.
To actually enhance. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Romeo.
So to add to that conversation, I'm trying to remember that movie is a long time. It was Smith's movie, I, Robot, I think that's the title, like 2004. Yeah, those who love movies can go and look into it. So in that movie, like there was this plot that the machine, like one of the robots killed, someone, and the whole goal of the robot was to take over, seize control, right? So there is this misconception that a time will come that AI will kind of like that kind of take charge of the world, and like all of us humans will be under the control of the AI. And if you don't obey it, like let's say the AI can kind of like punish you or sentence you to prison and stuff. So people, especially from that iRobot movie, and sometimes too, we see things in movies and before we know it happens in real life. For instance, like I think one I'm trying to remember, I think Batman movie whereby the guy was wearing like a nose mask, right? And it's discharged this, and all of a sudden there's corona and stuff, right? But all those are misconceptions. So what I'm trying to say is that like AI is here to help us, right? It can't really take over, right? Of course, it can take over some of their jobs, just as I mean Ishmael and Hebi said, like if it's repetitive, of course it's easy. Like it can just, because so we need to make ourselves versatile. Like if we're a professional, like even a plumber, right? Plumber clogging a pipe, right? If you don't learn how to even use AI to make your plumbing like stand out, a time will come, a tool will be designed, right? Using AI that I'll just maybe connect it to my sink. Then if there's a clog, it will just get in and of course unclog it. And even now, there are even grinders that even you can just grind whatever can even. So it's like you have to make yourself versatile, right? So AI will not take over completely, right? But AI will improve our lives, right? So things that are easy, it can't, for instance, seize over the whole world and kind of we can't do anything. You try to open your door, it's not opening, right? It's not going to do that, right? We will still
Yeah.
have control, but it will make our life easy. And also, you need to be versatile, even no matter how complicated you think your job is. If you don't make yourself very versatile, you don't learn how to kind of use AI to even enhance your job. A time will come, those aspects that are very predictable, AI will be able to do that. Yeah. So that's what I would say to that.
Yeah. Okay, so we've best three myths. AI will take over all jobs, AI will replace humans, and AI will take over the world. All not true. Once again, welcome everyone. Let's now talk. Once again, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we will answer them. Now, let's get hands-on. How can AI help with tasks like emailing, scheduling, or research? I know you've started talking about, you've mentioned some of them, but if you can take one area, maybe experiential knowledge, that it has helped you. You can also think about outside. Let's do work outside of work. And I think I will start with you, Romeo.
Me to answer how it can help us outside work or
Oh, either one. Take either one. So you
Okay.
can talk about how it helps us with work,
Okay.
outside of work.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll get a hands-on experience. Yep.
Okay. So I don't know if we have all been, let's say, paying a bit of attention, especially depending on even which email that you use, but with Yahoo, right? If you use Yahoo emails, you see that nowadays aside the main email, on top of it, there's like a summary of that email or whatever that you received, right? Maybe people have not been realizing that, but now Yahoo is doing that, right? So even in your email, like I get an email, long email, and I have snippets of what the email is about before I even read it. So it saves me time, right? And also, even if it's an email that's not really important, I can just even get out of it and go to, like, let's say, another more important email, right? And of course, there are a lot of things that even I can be thinking about. Just as I said, if I want to even write a paper, I can put the ideas into AI, and AI will help me see areas that I can examine the research work. Because for us, we are supposed to publish. There's a saying in academia that publish or perish, right? So, so you have to publish it, and AI is making us think better about ideas. Then now, with those ideas now well framed, I can then go further and kind of examine those variables and see the relationship between them by testing it with data and stuff. Yeah. So with emails, just as I said, even like AI is able to do summaries of emails. Yeah, it's able to help me better refine my research. AI is even able to help grade, right? Depending on, of course, the softwares that if you are in a school they have and stuff. Especially when it's multiple choice, of course, that AI tools there that will help you even grade them. Yeah. So those are some of the things that I would say AI is doing to help make our work and our life easier.
Okay, so that is work. Very good. You know what? Thank you for bringing this to our attention, because I've been getting all these summaries on my Yahoo thing. I didn't even think of it that it was AI. If you're you're in the same boat as me, just put, yeah, same boat. Okay, let me go to Ishi. Let's do the work and then we'll come back to the everyday outside of work. How is AI?
Well, so I mean, one of the easiest things that he has done is the summary. Okay, so you can use like PDF, Adobe PDF, right? You can have a big document. Am I going to read all of them? It can just summarize everything that is supposed to be in there for you. So before you start reading, you know what you are going to read about. It makes it easier for you. All right. So another thing too that has helped is that when you are sending an email, critical email, basically to the workplace, right? And especially me, what I've realized is that especially when I'm a little bit hot, like angry, when I type, I make a lot of typos, right? But when you just put it there, say, hey, refine it or correct all typos. So I don't need only auto check or because sometimes the grammar is not even correct or it's not even easily understood. But you just put it in there and you'll be surprised how sweet, and that people would think that, man, this guy know English that well. No, it is AI that has improved your thoughts, the ideas that you want to share. But I want to share also one thing. January, just this January, I had an issue with an insurance. They were not responding. And I mean, I called a delay, I don't know. So I went there and I said, I wrote an email and to them complaining to their supervisor. And I said, you know what? Let AI do it. And then I said that in that I told it that, hey, write it like a lawyer, okay? Write it legally as a lawyer and then send it to me. So it's telling you that one of the things that my client, I said it. Guess what? The very Monday, that day, within like hours, both the supervisor and the lady responded. So this is where we are going now. Okay, so that is how much AI can help make things easier for us.
Thank you for sharing that. Wow. The summaries thing, like the PDF. Oh my goodness. Okay, Herbie, to you. Tell us how AI can help with work tasks like email, set scheduling, or research.
Okay. So I know I already mentioned the Google calendar events.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that it can also help is with meetings. There are AI tools, like especially like even for Zoom or any of your favorite like tools that you can use. Um, AI is pretty good at just recording the whole meeting, and it will give you like a summary of the meeting. So let's say like you're sick and your coworkers had a meeting, you can go to the summary and be like, hey, what do we have a meeting about? And then it will give you a summary of the meeting. So you don't even have to be there. And for emails, of course, you can just use the voice feature to just talk like, hey, I want to write this email and to this business partner, and it would just do it. And then you could like change how it sounds or like your intention, like if you want it to sound very like professional or casual, you can do that. Or you can feed it all your email that you've actually written and say like, hey, can you write it like me? And then it will write it like you. So it can help in any area. Another thing too is like ChatGPT and other features and other AI tools, they have something called deep research, which is basically if you want to deep research on something, like let's say like a marketing for your thing that you're selling, like you know how McKinsey consulting or like the big consulting people will like research something for you. You have to pay like hundreds of thousands. AI, it literally sends and looks through like 400 websites, and at the end, it will give you a big summary, like of what you asked. So, which is incredible, to have even like people do that. That would be like take like weeks or months. So, I think that's like a way that you can use to improve on your work.
Okay. Heavy, I want you to, because you
Miss
have
I forgot to mention this. Just on Zoom, I just wanted to add this so that we can. So on Zoom, you will see there's an AI companion. I don't know if any of us have. It can do summaries of basically like what we are doing, right? It can literally help you do the work that if you had even a companion helping you organize this Zoom meeting, do, right? So the AI companion is there. So it makes our life easier. So that's all that I wanted to add to what I've already said.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hebi, I want you to say a little bit about the voice thing, because I personally don't use the voice as much as I would. So if you can just walk us through that, because I'm not sure, how you do it. Are you doing it on the phone? Just give us more of how to use the voice thing.
Yeah, so AI has, just like how it's good at typing, like, ChatGPT, everybody uses ChatGPT by typing. The voice thing is also really good at understanding, and it's much easier to explain your thoughts when you're talking than when you're typing, because typing, there's a lag between your thoughts and what you're typing. So you can actually, AI performs better when it knows your thought process, and you also talk more. And in every AI chat, there's a microphone in it. I highly, highly recommend you tap that microphone and tell it what to do. I promise you, it will change the way you view AI. It's such a simple thing, but talking to it, and like also talking to it, because like you have to remember too, it's like if if what you're saying to it, you can't say to a human that will understand it, the AI won't understand. So you have to like tell it why you're asking something, what you want out of it. You have to tell it everything, and it's much easier when you're just talking to it. Sometimes I'm in my car driving to work, and I'm talking to it for like 10 minutes, and then afterwards it just knows everything I want to do, and like it helps me plan and research for it, and helps me think. So I recommend using the voice feature more than the chat feature. Obviously when you're with people, you can be talking to it, but when you're alone or in your car or something like that, the voice feature is incredible, and just literally everything you're thinking, just tell it, and it would be able to help you out way much better.
Wow. So in a night, what Hebi is telling us that for all the platforms, they have a voice feature. So let's use it. Honestly, when you're talking, I was thinking about the on your phone you have the it's not message. How do you even call it? You can speak to it and it will type it for you. The yellow thing that you can put your messages and things on your iPhone. That's what. But I didn't know that the platforms have a voice feature. Very, very helpful. Thank you. There is one question here. Is there from Abigail? Okay, well, before I go to Abigail's questions, we have Antoinette says from Maryland. Victor says AI is a very helpful tool. And the question is there one question? Sorry, from Abigail says that is there one question? Sorry, my phone, my computer is okay. Is there one caution the panel can give us regarding the use of AI, knowing that there are many pros and cons?
Yes. So one thing we should know is that AI is in infancy stage. So if we were to compare AI to human beings, okay, AI is a toddler at this stage, okay? And look at what it is doing. And because it is a toddler, it doesn't get everything right, okay? I have experienced it, okay? I have experienced it, some they call it the hallucination, it may give you things that does not exist. I was working on a project to move one system to a brand new system, and was telling me that, you can use this utility. It gave me two utilities. I searched and said, these utilities does not exist. I made it up, right? So what I want to say is that AI is developing very fast. It is growing. It will very soon catch up, but it is not at the stage where, so whatever you do, just make sure that there's a human part involved in it. Don't just say, oh, because AI gave it to me, is perfect, is 100%. Just go through it, see it. Now, another thing too is that, it's AI perform tasks. It's task oriented. It doesn't have any emotions. It doesn't have any. So whatever you are doing, you have to be very careful. Okay, you are sending an email to somebody, reread it, just make sure that there's a human touch to it. Okay, because AI can, when you tell it do it, it will do it, but you can tell that, hey, I want you to be polite. I want you to do it legally. I want you to do this. Okay, so once you understand that it's task oriented and it's going to do that, it doesn't have any emotions attached to it. Whatever that you do, just calm down. Don't rush. Read through it to make sure that, hey, this thing that I'm going to send out, will it offend somebody? Will it be like, you have no emotions, you are too hard? All right, just go through that. But again, the most important thing is that
is not clear. Please provide more details.
Sorry. AI, whilst talking, the AI is also trying to respond to what I'm talking about. Never mind. Anyway, so that's what I would like to say about AI.
Yeah, so reread, check, add the emotion, add the human element to it. I like that AI is task oriented. Any other thoughts before we go to? I think there's another question or comment. Yes.
So for the pros and cons, what I would say to that, because I think the person was asking the pros and cons of AI. Already, I think we've talked a lot about the pros, but we haven't talked about the cons. And I think the person was asking, like, how do we use it, knowing that there's pros and cons? My biggest advice is to use it a lot and try to learn how to use it a lot. Just like anything in life, let's say, like if I don't know anything about sharks and I go jump, I wouldn't go jump into like a pool of sharks. But if I studied like 10 years learning sharks, I could just go in there comfortably because I know how, sharks work. So I wouldn't be scared. So I would say with AI, you have to really use it a lot, just like anything. You have to knowledge about it because since there could be a lot of cons, obviously there's a lot of cons that can come with AI. You can reduce those by just using it a lot and learning more about it so that you will know the cons so you can avoid them. So that's my biggest advice is to be really, really, I would say the word furiously curious about AI and try to use it as much as you can so that you can learn as much about it, so that you don't get to the cons of it, So that's what I'll say to the person.
Yeah. Let me add a little to this. So, of course, we know AI is a tool, right? So every tool, there can be like weaknesses, right? And also, just as Ishmael said, I mean, even that it's still new. I remember when ChatGPT came at first, a friend of mine, even if I look for, he even shared it on Facebook, right? So he wanted to test ChatGPT. And one of the areas that he wanted to test ChatGPT to see whether it's vulnerable was with the Ghanaian language tree, right? So it asked AI to give him the tree name for a dog, right? Then it said that for cats, right? So it gave Adrian like for cats, right? Then he said, AI, you are wrong. Like dog is not Adrian, right? And AI said, oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you for teaching me, right? So AI, you have to train AI, right? And now, of course, because now even the higher versions now being developed and stuff, like AI is learning through the corrections that have been coming in since it came out, even ChatGPT and stuff. So it's becoming better, but of course, it's still not perfect. And also, I have colleagues who are mathematicians that can attest to it that there are a lot of mathematical, let's say, concepts and of course like questions that AI has been getting them wrong even as we speak today, right? It will take a while, right? Because it needs to be trained, it needs to be helped to be able to get to that level whereby, let's say, the inaccuracies is literally kind of removed. But even human beings, we still make mistakes, right? So when we are training machines to be able to avoid mistakes, it will take time. So it still has those flaws. And also during the earlier days of even like automated driving, right? The automation or the automated car was confronted with a human being and an animal. Like if you are going and like you have to hit one, what do you do, right? Like AI chose that it's going to hit the human being and of course like leave the animal, right? But the human being, and they asked the human being that what will you do? He said that I will try to save both, right? But AI didn't think about it because they asked AI. So the issue of ethics, human beings, we are able to be better at ethics than AI, unless we train AI to be able to get to that level whereby naturally, in terms of ethics, it's also right. Because AI, when you give, oh, this and that, which one, straight away it will just choose one. But human being can think beyond the even ordinary. Okay, even what if I try to save both, right? And you know that even saving both, sometimes you, the person, can also lose your life, but you want to be ethical, right? But AI wouldn't think that unless it's trained to be able to get to that point. So I'll say those are some of the caution or even weaknesses of AI so far. But with time, we hope that all those things will go away.
Right.
Wow, great insights. Train AI. Be
And
fearlessly.
if I may say this, so there's an article that I read. In computer science, we said there's something called the Moore's law that used to say that every 18 months, okay, new technology, there's an advancement of new technology. AI has changed that. No, don't quote me here, but I believe that they said that now for every 3 months, the intelligence of AI doubles every 3 months. It used to be 18 months, okay? Now, AI has made it every 3 months, the intelligence doubles. So, yes, all these issues very soon will all go away, all right? But like I said, it's a human being training this machine to act like a human being. So the mistakes and then the errors will still going to be there, but it's getting better every now and then.
Yeah. Wow. I like the training it, learning it fearlessly, fiercely curious about AI because you have to train it. But just to piggyback on what Romeo said about tell me the name of a dog did you say in Ghanaian language?
Tree.
In tree.
In tree, yeah. Yeah.
And it even gave it the fancy name that people are not familiar with.
Yeah.
Ejambwa is a word in fancy from Ghana, which means cat. Most people will say okra, which is cat. So that's very, very interesting. There's another comment in the chat that says that also very important to have your AI settings set up correctly. I think the person is probably getting into the prompts.
The prompts, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we will get into the prompts. How do you, or if somebody wants to take it quickly, before you get there, thank you, Mr. Seshi and panelists for answering this question. Do we want to talk about the prompts or hold it a little bit? Because I want us to do a live example with WhatsApp, Facebook, and Microsoft Copilot. Does somebody want to talk about it briefly, setting it up correctly?
Well, I can say something and then the rest can also. So the AI prompts are, if you have used AI before, right? In layman's terms, you say that when you go to AI, you start typing what you want it to do, right? But in the technical term, they are called prompts, right? And the better your prompts are, the effective or the better your results are. So you need to, and so you can't say, write me an email. Okay, it will write, what do you want me to write? But write me an email, maybe not more than 1 page. Okay, tell me, say what you want to say in that email. All right, be specific, concise, tell it that. These are the prompts. So once you get the prompts right, then it will give you exactly what you want. If you miss the prompt, that's where you think that AI is not doing what it's supposed to do. I told it, or it gave me too much information. I don't know how to handle it. It's all about the prompt. In fact, and again, there's an emerging career path called the AI prompt engineers. That people, you don't have to be like a software engineer or anything, but you have to be an AI where people are trained. So like you can be in the medical field where you are trained how to ask the right question. Let's say a patient has a cancer, right? You can train it that without even the doctor, you can go in and then tell that, okay, this treatment, this specific cancer, you enter the right prompts. And then with the prompts that you enter, it can come up with a treatment plan. Remember, there are articles, journals, and all that things there about maybe how a particular cancer, let's say colon cancer, was treated successfully. You can go in there, look for all those, the successful treatment, and come up with a treatment plan, right? Whereas if you don't know, you just do, you can just, if you don't know what you are doing, you can just, and then it will give you all over the place. But depending on what you ask it, it can give you a lawyer. There's a court case, right? Maybe if you have, let's say you have legal assistants, we're about 10 of them. Even 10 of them, they cannot search the whole world, all these cases that has come. But AI, with the correct prompts and all that information, it can come up with a case on how to deal with this particular case successfully. So with the prompts, you'll be able to do that. And I predict that very soon there is going to be consultancy firms where all they do is to help companies to come up with better products, come up with better treatment plans, agriculture companies where you can tell them, hey, how do you make sure that this particular tree survive in this arid area or this area? With AI and with the correct prompts, you'll be able to have. So this, I'm predicting there's going to be consultancy firms where prompt engineers will be consulting with companies to come up with better products and solutions.
So, sorry, just in case somebody wants to be a prompt engineer, is that a course that they are teaching in colleges now?
It's an emerging thing.
Field.
So I think that it's something that you can also learn. And like Henry said, the more you do it, the better you become at doing that. So you can self-learn. Okay, become a good prompt engineer. But I know that very soon curriculums are going to be coming out with the AI prompt engineers, where they will be people can take classes on that. You'll be trained to do that.
Okay. Wow. So prompt engineering, yeah, giving it the right prompts. And as we were talking, I was thinking that this research, basically what would take years and months of research, now you can give it the right prompts. Thank you. Any other thought before we go to the next question?
Yes, to the prompts.
Yes.
Yes, I agree a lot. With what my dad said. Yeah, one thing I will add that all the AI tools out there that people use, basically the reason why you have to get good at prompt engineering is that if you could get the AI to do exactly what you want to do, there's a lot of money in that, because like AI is a black box still. You don't know what it's going to do and stuff, but the more it can consistently deliver good results is directly reflected on the strength of the prompt. Because like this thing knows every single thing. They trained the entirety of the internet with AI. Like imagine how big the internet is, everything. So it knows everything. So if you're able to get like a little piece of it to work, let's say like like the legal example, where the legal assistant, you have to tell like your role is a legal assistant. So when you say your role is a legal assistant, it omits any other thing it knows and it knows exactly, it pinpoints the direction of what you want. So that it could give you more effective things versus like, help me do this law thing. Because a lot of people deal with like documents, a lot of different roles deal with documents. So it might be confused. But if you just say, give it a role, for example, as part of your prompts, it just pinpoints to the exact thing that you want. So it's very important to be very specific, to take some time and think about what you're about to tell it, so you can have a really good results from your prompt.
Really good output. Okay, thank you. Romeo, I see another prof. So we have two profs here. Yeah, you are muted, yeah?
So I'm just adding just a little, right? So I will say, I mean, Ishmael and of course Hebi are spot on, right? So with the prompt, the more specific, the better. If you want, like, let's say best results, you have to literally tell or go down to the level that you want AI to produce for you. Yeah. So the more specific and the clarity of even the words and the language, and of course, like phrases on what you want it to do. So for instance, like even if you want even a Bible study, one time it was even just an investment. Like I was curious, I was trying to see how or which stocks to buy, right? And there's this caution that I buy just ETFs and of course index funds, those are safer and stuff. And I want to take more calculated risk in addition to the ETFs. The ETFs are easy, right? So I asked, of course, I think it was, I'm trying to remember, I think it was Copilot. So I asked Copilot that analyze stocks like in the style of Warren Buffett, right? Then it was kind of using criteria that Warren Buffett ordinarily uses, because he talks about those things. That when I'm buying stocks, I want stocks that I can understand. So he used all those stuff and it analyzed some stocks and told me, okay, so these are the stocks that, like in the style of Warren Buffett will meet the criteria. This will not meet the criteria. This will meet it as a whole. So I realized there's a lot we can do. And this time I don't have to go to a financial advisor. If I'm able to be very specific with my prompt, I can get even financial advice that is really like tailored and let's say exceptional, right? And it will save me a lot of money. Yeah.
Whoa.
Can I add one more?
Yes.
With
So
with the
Ishi, as you are adding that point, because we are going into how can it support life outside of work, like budgeting, shopping, we are getting into that. So let's get into that piece.
Yeah. So what I want to add is for those who are maybe confused, what is prompt? Let's say you have a piano at home. If you don't know how to play, or maybe all you can do is do re mi fa sol la ti do, right? But as you get better, you can play one of the most beautiful melodies the world can ever hear just by using the same piano that you were just making noise, right? Just making noise initially. So the prompts are just like becoming an expert in playing the piano. How beautiful a melody, a song that you can make out of that. So the better you learn to play the piano, right, the better your songs can be. So if you learn the prompts, right, then you are definitely going to come out with better things. That most of the things that you go to a professional, a consultant, you may not even need it. You can just get all of them yourself right away on your phone.
Tell me stocks like Warren Buffett would do.
That
is scary. Okay, so let's talk about like everyday life, shopping, planning, budgeting. I mean, buying stocks. Then if you can give any story, one or two stories from your personal experiences, and then we'll go to a practical, additional practical steps on downloading different AIs. Who wants to go? Herbie, you can now talk some more about the Gemini thing that you didn't explain to folks that Gemini, because all we know for most of us is ChatGPT, but there are more other platforms, AI software. And by the way, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. We have Professor Romeo Abraham. We have another teacher, Ishmael Sishi. Somebody said my intelligent teacher. We have Hebidia, who is a software engineer and has actually developed an app. So as I said earlier on, for the very first time, we have a father and son here with us. If you heard Hebi say, that's my dad. So Hebi is Ishmael's son. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, Hebi, talk to us about how you can use AI to support planning or shopping or scheduling, personal.
Yes. One thing I will preface to this is that AI is for people that really want to do things in life, you know? It works well for them people. So for me, AI every day, like for example, I, I use AI, I guess, on a personal level. For me, I want to be more efficient and do the right things to be successful. And it sounds like a simple thing, but it's very hard. There's a lot of things that I have to know and not know and stuff. So I use AI a lot to think through, all right, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. So one thing I have to say is ChatGPT has a memory feature, which is important to know because it remembers everything and you can tell it to remember things for you. So as you tell it more things, um, it will remember. So I use it a lot to kind of think through things like, hey, obviously it's always important to talk to humans, of course, like always, but AI is also knowledgeable just to kind of see my thought process if this is like a good thing to like to do. So I try to feed it all concepts. I even have to be honest of the way I am as a person so it can like be better at suggesting advice on things and and the thing is with AI, you can know when it's good or bad advice. You know, I don't like take it for granted. It's just good to see things that I might have never thought of. You know, because like an idea is so important. You know, so if even if it gives you one good idea of things that you might not have never thought of, it's always good. So for me, I use it as a thought partner a lot, and I run through things with it. I feed a lot of knowledge of the things that I'm working on, you know, to do that. Another thing I would say is that I'm subscribed to like maybe like a handful of more than a handful of AI tools, and they all have different flavors. Gemini is by Google, and Google is really good at, you know, it has all the search engines. So it's like it's the way Google is trained is different from ChatGPT, which is trained by OpenAI, which is the largest AI tool in the world. And there's also an AI tool that I think most people don't know about. It's more important in the tech world, but I think more people are catching on with that. It's called Claude, Claude. It's one of my personal favorite ones so far. I use it more than ChatGPT nowadays. It's more the people that are training those modules. Those models are more for like making sure people use AI more in a human way. So the way that the responses are different from ChatGPT, which is like more like global scale, it's helped with like it's more for like a bigger like market. Cloud is more like it gives you like really good advice. So like if you're trying to ask you to do something that it might be like, hey, don't do that. Are you sure about that? It really tries to protect you and understands you more on the human level. And that's what I use for my app to even develop the questions, because the questions are, you can tell like a natural human will answer these questions versus other AIs. So I use these AI tools. I use them for different reasons. Like I use Gemini to schedule, to plan my life, ChatGPT for more personal antidotes, and Cloud is more for work. So also using different AI tools, just know that they train with different missions, and they can help you more with different things than other than other tools. So it's important to like remember that.
Okay, since some people hadn't joined, can you share how you use Gemini to create your schedule, if you can share that quickly.
Yes. Before I was talking about the voice feature on Gemini, it's just like the microphone. Just first of all, the first step before you use it is think. Think about what you're about to say, like what you want the result to be. So I use Gemini. I press the record button and I just tell like, hey, for example, I have a busy week today. This next weekend I'm moving. So hey, I'm moving. The movers come at 11 a.m. I also have to get ready for work. I have my app, an event at a lovely podcast at 11 a.m. and it's at this place. So I just tell it everything and it would schedule the calendar. So that's why I did before with like a busy week I had before. I just told it and it scheduled like 10 events on my calendar or it was all perfect. So that's how I use Google Gemini. So yeah, I highly recommend it.
Thank you. So you shared with us Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT. Okay. Let's go to you, Romeo. How does it support you outside of work?
Oh, okay. So, just as even Hebi mentioned, there are other AIs, right? Like Copilot is Microsoft, right? So, like me, I like to study, scriptures a lot, right? So, because of that, if let's say I'm not even using let's say a Bible, like companion or even Bible reference or anything in addition to what I already know, I can go to like for instance, Copilot, and I'll tell Copilot, for instance, John MacArthur is a very good, let's say, scholar in terms of theology, and yeah, so I can say that okay, maybe like this aspect of scripture, explain it in the style of let's say John MacArthur, right? Then it will explain that portion of scripture using some theological understanding that we have, but it's explaining specifically how John MacArthur will explain it, right? Yeah, so it makes my life easy, like for me to even look at certain aspect of scripture, not like deeper than even they were ordinarily I were, right? And also sometimes, of course, that is why, and I also depend on the Holy Spirit because there are some stuff that when I pray whilst I'm reading scripture, I get those insights. But beyond what I'm already getting, from God and stuff, if I want to learn other things about scripture, I'm able to kind of use a Microsoft Copilot, right? Then it's able to give me those other areas in the style of like one of the scholars that we know, who has done a lot of research or publication on let's say scripture, right? The Bible, yeah. So that's how I use it outside, let's say my work here, because of course I'm a Christian. So I make most of the resources out there to learn more about God and of course about His Word, yeah.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Ishmael? But before we go, as you put your thought together, there's a comment here that says that, hi, Miss Marian from Spain and from WhatsApp, welcome, and said, when using ChatGPT, you can tell it personal info, but turn off permissions in settings. So to use your own chat for training AI. I was trying to read from where I'm sitting. Yeah. Does it make sense?
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
it makes sense. That's important
Yeah.
thing to do for your personal info, because like they do use some of your chats to train it. So it's important they don't get all your personal info because like what if someone prompts something and someone's like, oh, Herbie Dua is something, and then and like they can like maybe it might leak your personal info. So I think that's a good advice.
Okay. So that's very important. When using ChatGPT, you can tell it to turn off the permissions for personal info in settings to use your chat for. Okay. Great advice. Thank you so much. Sister, we are out of here. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to say that when you can use it for budgeting, okay, where you can tell there and as Abby was saying, there are apps there like the Clio. There's an app there called the YNAB. For you need, there's things that you can use that can tell you how much you are spending and then how you can save money. Some of the apps can tell you, or the AI products can tell you that maybe the unnecessary subscriptions that you have that maybe you don't need. You are subscribing to something, maybe it's $1, so you don't see it, but money is going every month, and it's taking money from you that you may not even be aware. But I would like to comment briefly on what Prof. Romeo said. I also like one thing that the AI has helped me with my Bible. AI has helped me a lot with my Bible study. When I read the Bible, and there are certain, certain things you don't even understand. What I do is that I'll just sometimes just the verse, say maybe John 3:16, and I say, can you give me a biblical commentary? All right, commentaries that how when we were growing up to get a Bible commentary is very expensive. You can't even, now you can get it for free on the AI. So give me different versions of commentaries on this particular verse, and it will give you commentaries from different authors, different people, give better explanation, so by the time you finish, oh my goodness, this commentary thing, it was used to be the head pastor who have that Bible commentary that will be used. Now you can get it on your phone for free.
Okay, fantastic. Sorry, I think I got it wrong. It's Miriam from Spain. Hi, Miriam. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. If somebody feels intimidated, what's one first step? If you have any stories, and maybe we can talk about what to do with AI, some of the examples that people can actually implement right now. WhatsApp, I know that there's a Meta AI, Microsoft AI. If I don't have ChatGPT, step-by-step approach will be really, really helpful. And if you have any additional advice. Ishi, yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I'll say is that avoid typos when you are on Facebook. And you can, I know like maybe the young adults and the children don't like Facebook anymore, but for us, the mature, the older people, we use Facebook. When you go to Facebook and you want to type a comment, there's a fix grammar. Click on it, fix your grammar. Or maybe what you are trying to say, you yourself, even though you've written it, but it doesn't even make sense to you. Let Meta AI rewrite it for you. Let it be. And then read through to make sure that it is conveying the message that you want it to convey. And you put it there, people will read it, and you'll be proud of yourself. Another thing that
Ishmael,
yes.
So how do you see the fixed grammar? Can you?
So what's my phone? So you go to Facebook, maybe there's somebody has put a comment there, and then you want to comment. The moment you start commenting, you see on top there, you see face grammar. Not only face grammar, there are
inspirational,
a few suggestions that it gives you. So whatever you type before you click post, you can say face grammar, okay? And then it can rewrite it and make it better for you. Another thing that I want to say is that we do not need to be intimidated with AI. First of all, there are different levels of AI. We have AI engineers, those who are writing the code. Okay, those, even most computer sciences cannot be that. Okay, and nobody is asking you to be that. All right, we have computer sciences who incorporate AI into their work, like what Herbie does, right? And then we have like the AI prompt engineers that we talked about, that they did not develop the code, but probably they are medical people. They understand the cancer, all right? So they know, they have the right questions to ask so that they can give the best product out. Now we have entrepreneurs, and that is where I think we can all be. Entrepreneurs who are taking advantage of the numerous apps on your phone. There are so many of them. that you're not right to just download. All you have to do is to just download the app. And sometimes if you don't even know how to use it, go to Google and then say, hey, I've downloaded an app called Sono. What is the tutorial on it? You learn the tutorials and you'll be surprised what you can do with it. Entrepreneurs are using that to enhance their businesses. The entertainment industry now can use AI to rapidly create lyrics and songs and videos that and then for us, the ordinary people, you can use the AI to ask questions. Just play with it. Download a chat GPT. Just ask it questions. All right. And the more you do it, an idea will come. The more you do it, you will realize that, ask the questions like, hey, what are some of the AI tools or AI apps that I can use to better my life? And you'll be surprised the list that it will give you. And when you go through it, then you start downloading them, and then the good thing is that most of them are free for up to a certain point. All right. And for most of us, all we need is the free one, okay, to do so many things that we want to do. And the moment you get this thing done, you are set to go. You can even create a business out of that. Okay, like Canva. People use Canva to develop thumbnails and things, and then people pay for them. All right, you can make posters and all that, and people will. It can be your side gig. So everybody can use it. And it's not only that. Remember, I was telling you, I use Sono AI to create about 15 songs. Right? Of course, it is not my voice, but the lyrics came from me. When I read the Bible, the inspiration that I get, I just put it in. I started just putting it directly on Sono, and then to give me a song. Now I go to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will ask that, hey, you can take it to Sono, and this is the instructions that you have to tell Sono to do, and then it will give you. You play the songs, you said that, oh my goodness, how did it even all happen? So what I want to say is that nobody should be intimidated. You can do it. If you can use an app on your phone, you can use, now AI is an app. You can just download an app, start using it, and it will benefit you. You can even come up with a business out of that.
Wow. Anything anyone else wants to add? If somebody is intimidated by AI, and if you have any story, I know Ishmael, you have a story of how you supported somebody with understanding AI. By the way, we'll have a session next week. We have somebody who is also well-versed. She's an AI executive at one of the Fortune 500 companies, and she'll be here. And I believe that might be more hands-on teaching prompt and things. But Herbie, I know you're off mute.
Yes. To someone who feels intimidated by AI, what I recommend for them to do to try AI is to first talk to her, tell her how your day was, and I think they would slowly feel at ease if they do use it. So that would be the question to that. But at the same time, I guess that would be something that I will ask them to do to kind of get comfortable with AI, is to just talk to it like how you would tell someone your day, to so that they can not feel intimidated. But at the same time, I also tell that person that I will side with them and tell them I know it is intimidating because we've never had something like that in the history of human. We've always been the intelligent beings of, that's how we rose to the top. So it's very, I get why someone might be intimidated, because for the first time in the whole human history, we have something aside from us that is smarter. So I will side with them, but at the same time, also tell them it's important to do that because it's going to happen. It's like electricity. I know I can speak for myself, but I know that if they just, okay, no more AI, they turn it off like how they turn the power off. I can survive, I'll put on a candle, outside of the room, hey, I was born in Ghana. I can do it, but I'm really going to miss it. It's something that if they turn back around, it's hard to imagine a life without AI now. Because like AI is baked into every aspect of our life. You go to Copilot, you go to work, it's there and everything. It's hard to kind of imagine that, how quickly that transformed, So it's hard to go back from that. But I'll tell that I'm intimidated, but like this is going to happen. So it's better to not be scared because it'll be scary, more scary if you don't use it because you're intimidated because like it we said before, it improves your abilities by a lot. So if you have everyone around you knowing more, doing more, you're going to be stuck way behind. And it will have direct consequences to you, because, especially like if you're in some place in life, it will be so hard for you to catch up once you don't feel intimidated anymore. So I'll tell them it's very important, but I'll also side with them and say like, hey, it's okay. I know that it is intimidating, but you do have to also learn it and start by talking to it. So that's what I would say to that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. It's intimidating, but it's a necessary thing for all of us. Romeo, what would you tell somebody who is sort of intimidated by it?
So what I would say is that now that person probably has WhatsApp, right? So I'll tell the person to go to the chat. When the person goes to the chat of WhatsApp, the person will see that ask Meta AI or search, right? And the person should just start by typing certain prompt or certain questions, right? Maybe if the person is even curious about how to maybe buy, how to even take a mortgage, like anything that is on the person's mind, the person can just type it there, right? Under the chat, you see that it will ask, is it ask Meta AI or search? And just under the chat, there's this dialogue there, right? So probably if the person has not even noticing it, but now that I'm saying it, person should go there, WhatsApp, look under the chat, then we'll see ask Meta AI and just start trying himself or her hands on it, and the person will see, though, after all, AI is not that bad. Now even Microsoft has Copilot, right? So also if the person has Microsoft on their computer, now most people have computers. If you don't have, you have a phone and you probably been using WhatsApp, because then just try your hands on it. Then as you try your hands on it, you will see that, oh, AI is actually not that intimidating or it's not that difficult to use, right? And with time, the person will be able to kind of perfect, learn new ways of using AI, and even become better at using AI. So that's what I would say.
Great. Let me read a few comments here. And I think Clarence said, thank you all. There's a comment: by 2040, Forbes estimates that 50 to 60% of all jobs will either be automated or significantly transformed by AI. Thank you for sharing that. There's a question: is the paid AI better than the free? And maybe I can add that, what would you recommend if I have it? So what should you recommend? And I know we are past time, but give us like 7 minutes. We'll round up very soon. Thank you all for staying on. If this conversation is hitting the right, you are enjoying the conversation, please subscribe to our channel, tell a friend, share, like, so that we can bring such empowering conversations to our community. So the question is the paid AI better than the free? So let's have two people in mind. If I'm a business owner or I'm a YouTube creator, free, paid. If I'm an everyday, I don't have a business, but for my everyday life, free, paid.
So if I can start, if you guys want me to start. So I'll say that generally, yes. Generally, a paid service usually tends to be better than the free one. So when it comes to AI too, is the same. But AI, generally, the free ones are able to do what most people want AI to do anyway. So it's like the open source AI, the free AIs generally are able to do anything that you think, oh, I'll need a paid subscription to do. So we should not, let's say, think that, oh, because it's free, it's not able to give you quality. It's able to do most of the stuff that we will ever want. It's just that the paid one normally will have more, let's say, more resources compared to the free one. But in terms of delivery, they all tend to give you good and accurate responses there. So it's just like, for instance, maybe like I would say DeepSeek. People heard about DeepSeek. When DeepSeek came, and those of us who are in the stock market, our NVIDIA stock started tanking, right? NVIDIA, of course, NVIDIA, people pay for NVIDIA chips and stuff, but DeepSeek was like free, open source, right? And it was performing like similarly to NVIDIA to the extent that people thought that, whoa, right? But even though, of course, NVIDIA has some slight edge, right? Because NVIDIA, like, of course, proprietary and stuff. So generally paid, AI tends to do more than the open AI. But currently, from my experience, what you get from the free is as good and exceptional like the ones I get from the paid service. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I want to give Herbie an opportunity to speak about his app. Herbie has developed an app, so I want to give you like 2-3 minutes to speak about the app and tell people what the name, how they can download it, how they can support you on your journey as you're launching. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So I built an app. It's called Openers. It's spelled with an OPNRS. So just, like, yeah. So, and then you go to www.openers.app to go to the app. So www.opnrs.app to go to the website for the app. So Openers is, in the simplest term, a conversation starter app. It has 10,000 questions in the app, and it works offline. Without internet, there's no AI built in. So, and the reason why I built this app, because I saw how the world was going. TikTok and all the social media, everybody is more consumed on your phone. And there's something called an echo chamber where, people don't see what other people see on the social media. So everyone is seeing different things. We are not connecting. We're all divided more than we are before. And it's getting harder and harder to talk to other people. We're all, I guess I'm still young, but we're still old enough to remember the days to talk to humans and talk to people. But especially the younger generation, they don't have that. They don't know how to communicate with people, and you see all these bad things in the news with the younger generation not being able to connect. And Openers, the reason why I have 10,000 questions offline is because I want people to connect and talk to each other again, because it's something that we've been doing since the beginning of time. Is talk to each other. And now we don't talk to each other. We talk on the phones, and we chat on the phone. We are consumed on our phones. So I build Openers to kind of help us be human again, because there's one thing since the beginning of time is that was hard to get, which is food, which was food. Food was very high back in the day. A lot of people died a lot from food because there wasn't enough food and stuff. So nowadays there is so much food that people are getting obese. There's all these issues because we have so much food, and it's the same way with information. We didn't have a lot of information back in the day, but now we have so much information that the way we're consuming it, there's good information and bad information. So there's TikTok and all these other social media. I would say it's like the equivalent of eating a dessert. It's nice to have a dessert every now and a while, but everybody is eating dessert every day versus reading a book. Reading the book gives you information, but reading the book is solid. So Openers is a way for you to so that's why social media is so bad, because everybody is eating dessert. if you know what I mean. So it's that's why it's having all these issues. So Openers is a way for us to get information the right way, which is by talking to one another and understand. Because once we understand each other, there will be less fights. Because right now there's like a left and a right. No, there's the middle. That's what it is. Sometimes one day it's the left, tomorrow it's the right. And it's not even how God wanted us to be. The whole it's all love. But you see people that just so much. You mention the name, and people are so furious. I'm like, why are you furious for? It's just we're all people, didn't to get mad at anybody and stuff. So, and I think that if people talk to each other more, they will be able to understand. That's why I build openers, OPNRS dot app. I go to the website, go download it. It's for iOS. The iOS version is that most updated. Android, it's on the App Store, but there's going to be a premium experience coming soon. So I appreciate all your support and help on the mission on like having people talk to each other again.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, openness, opnrs.app. It's in the chat. Please download it and let's support our son as he goes on this journey. Thank you so much, panelists. But I always end with, one major takeaway for our listeners, for our community, for those who are still watching us. So those who have stuck with almost an hour, 45 minutes, thank you so much. One final parting word from you. I will start with Romeo, Herbie, then end with Ishmael, and we'll wrap up. We'll land the plane.
I will say that we should embrace AI, use it, but don't be scared of it. I mean, you have it on your phone already. You have it on your computer. So just use it, right? Like when you are thinking about things, you can test it on AI. I mean, if you have WhatsApp, just ask Meta AI. Yeah. So that's all that I will say. Just embrace AI.
Embrace AI. I like that. Embrace AI. If you are old enough to remember when we used to use maps, my goodness, there was always a fight in it when we used to use maps, and now GPS is doing it. So embrace AI from the Prof himself. Thank you, Prof. Herbie.
I'll say use AI to definitely embrace AI to help yourself and the people around you. AI is fine, but like if you just use it for like just normal things, everyday things, it's fine. But like AI is best when you're building something lasting, useful, like a business or a product. That's where it's good because like for me, especially with openers, I'm not just thinking about building a product, I'm using AI to build it, but when it is successful, because it will be successful, it could be my full-time job. And, right now, for example, we'll visit my family in Maryland, maybe for Thanksgiving for a week or two because of maybe PTO. But now, if when Openness does well, I could stay there for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And if, someone is like, someone needs help with something, I could like provide them support, So it's important to build businesses and use it to do things to help the people that you love, and not just use it just for like, oh yeah, just to do this. So it's important to build something because, before, if I want to open up a restaurant, I wouldn't even know where to start. But now I can calmly say, it's just the only thing standing in your way is time. Now I know exactly how to like, if I want to open a restaurant, I know exactly how now. We have something that is works 24/7 that can help you do a restaurant. So, like Romeo said, embrace it, but I also say embrace it to help yourself and your loved ones. So yes, that's what I would say.
Very, very good. So we are building on it. Ishmael, let's see. Thank you. Embrace AI. Embrace AI. So that was the first one. Embrace AI to help yourself and the people around you. Great, great insights from Jackie said great insights. Chika, congratulations. Way to go. Fosua says, this is great information. Thank you. Ishmael, add to it and then we will land the plane.
Well, you're already using AI, whether you know it or not. You're already using AI. If you have ever called, if you have an iPhone and you talk to Siri, you are using AI. If you have a phone and then you are using GPS, you are using AI. If you've been to Amazon and then you bought something and then the next time you went, it's recommending other things and you are using it, you are using AI. You go to YouTube, you watch some Nigerian movies, and then now you are getting recommended to watch a whole bunch of Nigerian movies, you are using AI. You are using it, but you don't know. So it's just a question of embracing it, just a question of knowing that, hey, I am using AI and I can use it, but I personally I will encourage us to graduate from just using AI, GPS, graduate to something that can, like Abby said, maybe help you to create a business, help you to create this, and you'll be surprised. And I can't help but to say this. You know, in my quest to learn these AI apps, I saw one app called Replit. And the Replit, I went in there and I said, hey, and the beauty is that it has about thousands of things that it is telling you that you can do on that app to create your own app. So just looking at this, scrolling and then looking at it, I said, you know what? I think I can do something. And I came up with that, oh, consolidate. Why don't you consolidate all the money transfer apps to Africa? All right. Tell me how what is the frequency, what is the rate, what is the efficiency, give me all that. And guess what? Within like 30 minutes, it has created an app for me called African Transfer. Now, the only reason why you don't see it is that I haven't uploaded it on any app, but on my phone, it is there. And then you go in there, you tell it, hey, I'm selling $500 to, let's say, Ghana or to Nigeria. It will give you the best rate, which one has the best rate, which one has the, how long does it take to reach the person that you are sending it to? What is the hidden fees? Everything that you need to know about it. And guess what? I am not an app developer. I've never developed app. I don't even know how to start. But within like 30 minutes, I was able to do it. We call it the generative AI, where it can build content, can do things for you. So we can do so much with AI. So one, you're already using AI, embrace it and take advantage of it.
Ooh, embrace it, embrace it, embrace it. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, every one of you on our chat today in this session. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sticking to the end. Thank you, panelists, for great insights as we wrap up. I can't say thank you enough. I have learned so much. In fact, one of my takeaways is the things to do will be to speak, use a voice thing on my AI. I just use it on my messages in, but I really want to use it because I know that it's going to save a lot of time. I'm also going to embrace AI. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for being a part of this Breaking Through community conversation. AI, like they said, AI isn't going to replace you. It's about empowering you. It can help you work smarter, live better, and open doors for businesses. Like Hebi said, it's about embracing it for you yourself and to help others. And so here's my challenge to you. Try one thing you heard today. Start small. I like that term that Hebi used, to be fiercely curious and see how it can support you and your growth. If today's session inspired you, please subscribe, like, and share so that we can continue learning and thriving together. And please remember to download openness, right? OPNRS. OPNRS. Let's support our brother, our friend, our son, as he works on this app. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep breaking through. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.